Aimee Fuller here. We are back with the Lockdown Lowdown and we have a banger lineup for you today.
It feels mental though, having all these bikes, and obviously I can't ride them.
I was like, Mum, we want these Olympic medals. Let's help each other out here.
I've tried my hand at gardening, just trying to work out what's weeds and what's a flower, like, which is great.
Hold for 3, 2, 1.
Hello.
Hey Amy, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right, thanks, under the circumstances. I'm Chris Froome, professional cyclist for Team Ineos.
Could you talk us through a little bit about where you were when all of this kicked off?
I was actually over in South Africa doing an altitude training camp when obviously we got the news Europe was going into lockdown and everyone should try and get home to be with their families and at least be in an environment that you're ready to be locked down in for the next few months. For me, that's over here in the south of France.
There they are!
You made it.
How's it going?
Good, thank you, yeah. I'm Ellie Downey, artistic gymnast, and I'm a 10-time European medalist and a 2-time world medalist.
No big deal.
And I'm Becky Ellie, 2-time world medalist also, a 6-time European medalist and 4-time Commonwealth medalist.
Amazing.
Well, when this lockdown started happening, it was kind of like we were actually supposed to be competing that week. We were still like all guns blazing, literally until lockdown.
Hello. That's a terrible angle, isn't it? Not gonna work. The full 5 gyms, like. I have one, I'm George North. I play rugby for the Ospreys in Wales.
And last time you were playing for Wales, it must seem like ages ago.
At one point, we were the only game globally going to be played. So all the other Six Nations fixtures have been like postponed. So everyone's going through like the normal preparation, and then it got canned, and then no rugby since.
Being stuck inside isn't new to you, coming off the back of an injury.
So about 10 months ago, I came off my bike at high speed into a brick wall actually, and broke my leg, broke my arm, fractured vertebra. It was nasty. Basically, I've been in rehab and recovery ever since. With all these restrictions to what's happening in the sporting world, that's almost bought me a little bit of extra time now to make sure that I'm absolutely fully recovered from the accident.
And I guess the hardest thing is just trying to make the home life your full-on workspace. Because we always come home to not think about gym or try not to, and it'd just be like our chill space.
It's been really interesting actually, because I mean, especially even this setup that I've got down in my garage, I set that up to help with the recovery process. Having this in place now for the lockdown has actually almost been a real blessing in disguise. It's almost prepared me mentally to be able to just carry on doing that.
Are you guys like in a pretty good sync?
We were doing most of our working out outside, and Ellie would kind of use the back garden more, and I'd use the front drive more.
But again, if it's raining, we can't really do that because there's not enough room in the house and we're doing it outside.
One of our brothers is away at uni.
I was like, Mom, we need to destroy Josh's room and turn it into a gym. She was like, I was like, Mom, we want these Olympic medals. Let's help each other out here.
Obviously, not training with the boys at the minute. Are you missing your teammates?
It was nice to start with because obviously I spend every year for the last 10 years training with loads of people. Yeah. So it's actually quite nice for the first like 10 days, 2 weeks. I was like, oh, this is amazing. I could be like an individual athlete. What can I do? And then after like 2 weeks, I was like, yeah, flip. I need some banter. I need some like lads around me training and stuff.
Have the coaches been checking in on you?
For like the past 2-3 weeks now, and we've been doing like group Zoom sessions like with all the senior squad girls.
We've got like a Watt Bike club with the Ospreys. If you accidentally jumped in the call, it would be really weird. So a load of grown men just like huffing and puffing at each other on the group.
Can you maybe show us a bit of your gym setup and talk us through?
Yeah, sure. Let me. I'd probably spend the best part of an hour every day doing strength and conditioning work. It's still a vital part of our training, just to make sure that our core stability is really good, so you can transfer the power through to the bike. Most of what I've got down here is aimed at the lower body. You'll see, I mean, so this is quad extension machine. I've got, again, hamstrings. This is my bike setup over here where I've just been spending, I guess, between 20 and 30 hours a week pedaling away, just on the other side of where I do all my training, I've got the special bikes that I've collected over the years. So each one of these is from a grand tour that I've won. It feels mental though, having all these bikes, and obviously I can't ride them. Like, I'm not allowed to ride them outdoors.
Your wife, Becky James, Olympic silver medalist, is currently pregnant.
Flip it like red alert now. It's a weird blessing, really, isn't it? Because in all this madness and obviously sad times that we're in now, normally I would have the afternoon off or whenever he comes, and I'd be back in the next day.
Have you been up to anything like new or different? Bex, as we know, is a fantastic baker. Have you tried your hand at any baking?
I tried to make some cookies, and then and then she got very frustrated at me and just took over. I don't know how you can make cookies wrong, personally, but
Ellie's going to be on MasterChef after this. Like, no, I'm kidding.
No, like before, like I was like just a terrible cook.
I've tried my hand at gardening, just trying to work out what's weeds and what's a flower, like, which is quite...
I went into a supermarket for once looking for like actual food rather than just snacks, and she's like, oh my god, like every single hour, oh my god, look at this, look at this, look at this. I'm like, yeah, there's like a lot of things in a supermarket.
Definitely, I'd say TikTok has become a hobby now. That's definitely been one of my lockdown discoveries, I guess. I first looked at it and thought, this isn't something I'm going to get into, but it's just so addictive.
What's been your favourite TikTok?
I mean, I've just been looking at all the shuffles, and it just looks so effortless and so easy, but it's not going to happen. I don't know if I'm just so uncoordinated that I can't do it, but it makes me feel really inadequate. I consider myself an athlete, and I can't even do a basic shuffle that everyone else can do. So
I'm with you. On the TikTok, maybe we can have a little plank off.
That sounds cool. Oh, this is going to be amusing.
Okay. All right, I'll start. Left arm down, up. Right arm down, up. Both arms down. Both arms up. Press up. Okay, your turn.
Right arm forward, left leg up. And switch to the other side. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and back up onto the hand.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Chris.
No worries. It's good to speak to you.
The best of luck, and I'm so excited to see the little baby North. I think people will be really inspired to see that you guys are just kind of like ploughing on and coming back with a bang, ready for 2020.
Cheers, that's the plan. Thanks so much for the chat.
Cheers, man. All the best.
Bye.